Okay. Do I have your card? I do. My memory doesn't work too well, although I guess.
Oh, new card, picture.
Ah, very nice. So, I think I get ready for arts.
Welcome to join us and drive this industry forward together. So without further ado, I will start today's event by introducing Dr. John C. Lee, President of ITRI, for his opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Lee.
Honorable Minister Xi, Honorable NCC Chair Dr. Peng, Dr. Resnick, all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizations, I'd like to welcome all of you, especially many of you have traveled a long distance to Taipei. And I appreciate very much of Minister Xi and also Chair Peng to take their time out of their busy schedule to be with us today. Their support to the WIMAX Summit is very, very important. We are entering into a very important year, and also the next year. Those 2 years will be critical to the development of WIMAX. I noticed that over the last few days, more than half of the business headlines are related to cloud computing, are related to e-books and their development. And all the e-books and cloud computing and even telecares, they all need very important broadband infrastructures. And WIMAX will be one of the best to provide that. So with more and more applications being developed, I think it is important that we accelerate on our deployment applications, and including the testing of roaming and into the real operation. So I think the summit today and tomorrow will be very important. And we have invited many distinguished speakers, including leading operators and many developers to be with us. And I wish you have a very successful and fruitful conference, and also a very pleasant stay in Taipei. And I would like to also express my thanks to Ministry of Economic Affairs support and also NCC's support throughout these several years of activities in supporting WiMAX Forum, and also Ron's and your team's very enthusiastic support to all the activities, and also the sponsoring organization to the WiMAX activities. I thank you again and wish you a very successful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Next, we would like to invite a very special person, and without his support, this would have been impossible. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Minister Yan Shanxi, Ministry of Economic Affairs, Taiwan, for his welcome remarks.
Good morning, EC President Lee, WiMAX Forum President Resnick, NCC Chairperson Peng, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please accept our warm welcome on behalf of the government of Taiwan. We'd like to extend our thanks to those of you who have traveled far and long to be with us. This gathering brings the opportunity to share our WiMAX experiences. As you know, Taiwan has invested abundant of resources in WiMAX development and combined the strengths of its ICT industry advantages in offering competitive CPE products with WiMAX technology. According to WiMAX Forum, more than 330 million international subscribers now enjoy the benefits of WiMAX services, and this network is ever expanding into the emerging markets in Asia, Africa, Central and South America. Based on MIC estimates, the production value of worldwide WiMAX CPS will be $9.3 billion in 2012. Even during this time of financial downturns, WiMAX can set the global communications industry in motion. WiMAX technology enables flexible network deployment and broadband connections. It can transform the digital divide in support of enhanced educational and economic opportunities. This year bears great significance as it is the WiMAX commercial launch year and a milestone for a global WiMAX industry, with Taiwan remaining committed to its advancement. Several traditional mobile operators announced they will choose LTE as one of their broadband service solutions, but WiMAX still has the advantage in already having been commercially launched. These technologies are 70% similar and should not be competitors in a 4G era, yet rather eventually converge. The next 3 years are crucial for the expansion of WiMAX applications. Therefore, we should strive to provide added value services to global consumers to continue WiMAX momentum. For these reasons, we have invited overseas operators to join the WiMAX Summit Taiwan 2009. It is our hope that everyone will have the opportunity to visit Broadband Taiwan 2009, which is being held to show the most up-to-date products, trends, and information in the ICT industry in Taiwan. This is a valuable time in which we can meet, share, discuss, and engage in meaningful dialogue within the WiMAX member community. It is my great pleasure to welcome all the WiMAX foreign members back to Taiwan, and my honor to be here with you today. Please accept my best wishes to everyone attending. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Shi. Thank you. After hearing those encouraging words from Dr. Lee and Minister Shi, I believe we are off to a very good start. So we are going to begin keynote speech part 1. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ron Resnick, President of WiMAX Forum, to say a few words about State of WiMAX Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him.
Thank you very much, Yencheng Chi, John C. Lee, distinguished guests. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm going to rely a fair amount on my memory, which may not be very good, so I'll be looking also at the screen there to help me. So it's very interesting and to see the growth here. We've been involved in Asia for 5 to 6 years, pursuing the capability for us to deliver broadband internet here with approximately 70% penetration, and yet also in countries such as Indonesia, where we have guests here from Indonesia, where there needs to be just delivery of broadband everywhere around the world. So I think it's very interesting, and I just thought of this as I was sitting there. That's okay, I can just go. There's so much going on. There's a huge exhibit space across the way, and what I thought is very ironic, it's all about this, something very small. This is a WiMAX Wi-Fi modem. Many of them are designed and manufactured here in Taiwan. So how can something so small be so big? And I think it's very interesting that we can make small things and yet we can have a big impact on the world. Taiwan has made an incredible impact on the world, and I'm very pleased to see that the vision of Taiwan growing into services and big vertical markets and many more capabilities than the hardware that's built into this little modem is the future for Taiwan and also for the future for the rest of the world. So I have key messages to share with you, and some of the ones is that what's really about is WiMAX is really about changing people's lives. It's about delivering broadband internet everywhere, throughout, wherever you go. And as far as the deployments that we have over 504 deployments of WiMAX around the globe in such a short time in 145 countries. When you think about that, and if we look at past studies, how long it takes for a technology, a mobile technology, or any kind of communications technology to reach 50 million in success, it normally takes 6 years. What we've accomplished in such a short time, considering the standard only closed at the end of 2005, is fantastic. And so it shows that there's such a tremendous demand for technology that delivers services, internet services around the world, that I think it's unprecedented. and the ability and the market demand to deliver what the internet brings to people everywhere. I shared with you about Taiwan being a leader, but if you take a look at a couple of points that are really critical, one deals with the IPR model. And our IPR model in the WiMAX Forum is to support this whole notion of an open internet model, very low royalty rates. The fact that the IPR is spread among many players as opposed to one or two, so that the market dynamic allows for not making profits on intangibles such as licensing fees, which help maybe one or two companies, but we should try to make it such that it's spread out so that we make the profits are made on the goods that we sell and the services that are marketed. Another interesting point that is very important to make, and it positions us well against some of the other technologies that are out in the marketplace or will come around, is that we've designed WiMAX to be future-proof. The standard that WiMAX is based upon, IEEE 802.16, is evolving, and as it evolves, the standard is based upon 802.16e, and it's going to move forward to 802.16m. What's very important is all the releases and all the introductions of WiMAX in the future, they're backwards and forwards compatible, so that operators, and there's 6 operators here in Taiwan who are making big investments in delivering mobile internet. They know that for many years in the future to come, that investment will not go away. It will last for many, many years, and the next generation of products will work with the investment that they've made today. WiMAX business in Taiwan, there's 6 operators, and I'm stuck here. I should have had one of those wireless, maybe a WiMAX mic in the future. We have 2 WiMAX certification labs here in Taiwan. There's a major effort, as you know, the Mobile Taiwan Applications Lab efforts. There's efforts going on right now with the railways, which is going to be fabulous. I mean, just the fact that, well, I wish we had this in the United States. The railways in the United States, you feel every bump on the wheels when they go around, but let alone putting WiMAX on it. But here, and in many countries around the world, to have communications that can be used for big verticals, as well as delivering WiMAX to or mobile internet to the passengers, is a great vertical market. It demonstrates what the future is going to be and what you're doing here in Taiwan to help promote that. The CPE shipments are 2.72 million units by the end of the year. That's very impressive. It's only going to get better and be substantially, grow substantially more next year. We have forecasts for over 130 million WiMAX subscribers by the end of 2012, 2013 timeframe. So the growth curve is fabulous. And if you take a look at 196% year-over-year increase in volume is impressive. NT 8 billion. One of the things that we're doing to make sure that WiMAX is successful deals with roaming. And roaming in the past has been a challenge. You know what's happened in roaming in the GSM world. It was after the fact. And it's still people complain about the money they're spending extra when they roam. I know what it is if you're, particularly in roaming for data. Many folks who have an AT&T iPhone, they turn off the data when they leave the country because the cost for roaming is staggering, and roaming on data, and I'm not even talking about roaming on voice. And so what the WiMAX Forum has been doing, and we've been working on this for years, we've established a roaming readiness program. We've already have completed, because we've been working on this, actually this is going on the 3rd year, we have finished all the specifications to enable roaming. So you will see over at the convention center demonstrations, and I'll share with you a little more details of roaming now. And the fact is that we've been planning this for a long time, and now all the operators all they have to do is enter their own financial agreements for clearing and settlement. which is normal. That happens all the time, but we've put all the mechanisms for roaming in place, and that should accelerate the opportunities for operators all around the world to deliver WiMAX services and make money as consumers travel around the world. This means one thing, though: we have to have common specifications and common radio frequencies. So one of the things that we do is we travel all over the globe to try to ensure the spectrum availability is in the 2.3, 2.5, 3.5 gigahertz market. And as I shared with you, I showed you this chip. This chip, the chips now cover all three of those multiband radios in one chip. So roaming is real. The capability to deliver roaming and have multimode radios is real. Those chips are already available. This is very pleased, and if you go over, there's a Taiwan operators trial roaming with, I just went over and took a look at it last night. Global Mobile, Tatong, you'll see some demonstrations there. So it's imperative that we get roaming to work here in Taiwan to set an example of what roaming is going to be doing around the world. The roaming will also be, in the demonstration there, will be done with Clearwire in the U.S. Ali, you may be mentioning a little more about that. And so we're roaming already. You will see real demonstrations of roaming today. And that's, just to reiterate, at the WiMAX Forum Pavilion across the way. You'll be able to see the roaming trials and demonstrations. Well, this is what we're all about, and I put this slide in because so we don't lose focus. I was talking earlier about what we think is the biggest challenge, and many of us think, because we're vendors and we make products, that the big challenge is the infrastructure or building the CPEs, but I don't believe that. I think the big challenge is selling to consumers and making sure that there's a value proposition that works for them. And everyone's ambitious to get their products out in the market, but then they don't control how quickly consumers sign up for it, and that is our biggest challenge. So in order to meet those challenges, we have to get the message out. We have to do a great job in marketing what mobile internet is about, and actually educate consumers what they can do, because most of them know they can have broadband internet at home, broadband internet at work. So now we have a golden opportunity. What do you do between work and home? What do you do when you go places? And so I believe that the market for services and big verticals, and we were talking earlier about machine-to-machine opportunities, is so huge now that the infrastructure is now being put in place. So the question is, do countries wait for infrastructure for other technologies 3 or 4 years down the road? Do they let the countries who build out WiMAX today get a jump ahead of them? I say it's pretty obvious, and we should, what Taiwan is doing is giving themselves the opportunity internally to take the jump ahead, as well as sell products around the world to countries who also are going to take advantage of that. There's also, and when you go over to the event or the trade show, you will see examples of many of these different service models that very exciting. Another point to make, and when I travel around to different countries, that the GDP is impacted by broadband. So for every 10% increase of GDP, I'm sorry, every 10% increase of broadband penetration, you get 1 to 2% increase of GDP. So this is a good story to tell for many of the when we go out and visit many countries, because they don't have broadband penetration yet, so they don't really know what that number is. So part of it is education and letting them know, if you go ahead and spend money now, don't think only of the cost, the money you'll be making on the licensing and the auctions of the technology. That's small compared to how much the country will make and grow if they think about just getting the spectrum out there and have people starting to create jobs, work, and many more vertical opportunities for services that grow the GDP. The market opportunity, as most of you know, there's only approximately 500 million broadband subscribers around the world. with 6.75 billion people and over 4 billion mobile subscribers. So we all know that there's a major opportunity for delivering broadband. And as far as what the penetration and reach for WiMAX, just to share with you, there's this is in February, so it's a lot higher already, 433 million populations covered, and we're targeted to reach over 800 million by the end of 2010. So the growth is there, and if you take a look, Asia Pacific has over 200 million covered now, and that's going to grow substantially. So I think that if you see the market dynamic, you'll find that the Asian market is one of the biggest market opportunities, which is in your home territory, to deliver mobile internet, broadband services. And by the way, when I say mobile internet, that's not driving around in high speeds and talking on your phone, which we don't like to do, we're not supposed to do, and also not watching television or DVD on your notebook computer while you're driving. So, but what it really means is delivering mobile internet really means internet any place, anywhere. And that's the model that we're talking about. So much of the usage will be fixed to start, but that's a usage or a service model. But we call it mobile internet because that's what we need to do as the market dynamic and how we position what we say. I shared with you over 500 deployments around the world in 145 countries, and you'll see it's very well balanced on the deployments and the numbers. So even in North America, and Ollie knows there's 46 service providers in North America. So this is good. It's showing that there's tremendous interest. And then there's many programs like the stimulus program in the U.S. has generated a fair amount of that potential business as well. There are many countries around the world who need to look at stimulus programs, and they are, to help grow the market for WiMAX, and including the other spectrum. There's a fair amount of interest in the 700 megahertz spectrum, for example. So I'll just share with you some success stories. Yoda in Russia, and they'll be here at the event. Over 200,000 subscribers in Russia after launching commercial services in less than 6 months. Staggering growth in Russia. And Packet One, who's here, 80,000 subscribers in 9 cities in Malaysia in 9 months. So there's a proof point. It used to be we could say we didn't have any evidence. We have evidence now that if it's done right, if it's marketed right, WiMAX is going to take off because consumers want it. And we just have to price it right. We have to make the right products available. Very interesting information that happened at Yoda, and it just shocked me with one of them. They have one customer who's downloaded over a terabyte in 1 month. And of course, it's got to be HD DVD movies or something. But the average user in Yoda in Russia is 10 gigabits a month. Picture that on any of the current networks and what their bill would be, or whether they could even do it. And so this is the proof that, and it shows the evidence that if the investment's made and you have substantial investments here, you're going to get people here in Taiwan 10 gigabits, and they're going to be doing more things. And so this is why even in developed countries, and here with one of the highest broadband penetration rates in the world, they want to take this internet and do things what they do at home, wherever they go, and this shows that that's true. How many devices are available? And I don't even know how many. There's a massive amount coming here out of Taiwan. By the way, there's over 35 members in the WiMAX forum. Taiwan, that's about just under 10% of our total membership. We have around 400 members. And there's 300 products out right now for WiMAX, with another 180 under development. That's a staggering amount of products for such a short time window. And many of them are manufactured and designed here in Taiwan. Shared with you the ecosystem covers the gamut. And what is very interesting, the ecosystem covers companies that are building products and competing technologies. Many of the vendors are building both. one of our biggest competitors, Ericsson, many of you don't even know, they're a member of the WiMAX forum. They're in our face-to-face meeting. So they have to be investigating what's going on in WiMAX. Why would they, and checking it out. I don't think any manufacturer in the world can afford to ignore what we're doing. And at the end of the day, it's only a technology. It's all about the services that these technologies are about. And any operator can change their mind and deploy a technology if it's available. So I think that it's a very interesting dynamic here because we have parallel tracks, but many of the vendors are looking at both and trying to figure out what they should be doing in the future. And it's huge, and it's all about the open internet. So if you take a look who the members here, they're Google. We have companies from all over the map that are members of the WiMAX forum and are committed to the industry. I talked to you about the IPR situation. There's an organization called the Open Patent Alliance. This Open Patent Alliance is very important because they're designed to go ahead and do the best they can to create a patent pool and bringing many members such that they have a big barrier to entry in a defensible position so that they can go ahead and protect and keep the royalty rates as low as possible for WiMAX. And this is happening. It's lots of interest in the Open Patent Alliance. Another thing that we've done in the WiMAX forum to support this notion of future-proof and being part of a global vision of deployment of broadband internet around the world is tied to the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union. And as you know, future-proof means there's future definitions of the technologies that will emerge. One of them is called IMT Advanced. And the WiMAX forum has supported the IEEE submissions, and last week there was a meeting at ITU, and we've submitted, endorsed the submission that the IEEE has made, and what's very important, there was only one technology that ever got added to IMT 2000, which is the current edition of the technology approved by the ITU, and that's WiMAX. And it took 9 years. It was a major effort, but there's only one that made it in. So WiMAX is now equal. It's a partner. It's a technology that's accepted in the telecom industry. Here's a list of all the companies and certain countries who participated and endorsed the submission. I shared with you a bit about being future-proof, so I won't spend much more time on that. The major point is backwards, forwards, compatible. There is a long-term plan for WiMAX. It makes sense, and we're already seeing demos at the ITU meeting. I've already witnessed demos of 802.16m. And so it's happening. Many manufacturers are showing these to operators privately, and so you will be seeing more demos and trials of 802.16m. Initial ones at the end of 2010, and deployments of 16m 2012 timeframe. So we're not waiting for anything. We're keep moving, and the vendors and the manufacturers and the operators are being as aggressive as they were at the start to try to keep this future-proof vision moving forward. So to close out, we have really made an impact in the whole world. And I think the biggest impact to me is that I don't believe that the mobile operators or the whole telecom industry expected all this to happen this quickly. And they're struggling to try to figure out how to make things work for them because they still don't know how to make money with data. And I'll share with you just a brief note on that. If you take a look and I know the U.S., it's cost $30 to $50 for voice services, let's say, for a month, and it uses 10 kilobits worth of data. If you start delivering data and it's at 1 megabit, it's 100x. So it's 100x the capacity of the network infrastructure. Can they charge 100 times $30 to $50 per month for that consumer? Not at all. So they can probably charge maybe the same or maybe a little more. How do they make it work? And they don't know how yet. They have to figure this out. So all we've done is created a dynamic for more competition, for consumers to win at the end, people all around the world to get internet faster and sooner, because we're putting the pressure on the mobile operators and the whole dynamic of the world to figure this out so that we can deliver broadband internet at a much less expensive cost to people around the world that don't have it. And that's why Dr. Troy, the Secretary General of the ITU, personally told me in Geneva at ITU that he supports 100% what WiMAX is about, because it's going to deliver broadband internet to people all around the world. And just to close, Taiwan is part of all of this, and we're very thankful and appreciative of the fact that the WiMAX Forum and just the whole industry, that Taiwan has really stepped up, far more than I even thought. Stepped up, but it's going to work, and it's going to be very beneficial for Taiwan and all the businesses that are manufacturing products for WiMAX. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wozniak. Thank you. Next, we are going to hear about WiMAX today, the perspective from Taiwan, from Ms. Bonnie Pang, Chairperson, National Communications Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Pang.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Shi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my great honor to be here to participate in this opening ceremony. On behalf of National Communication Commission, I would like to congratulate the organizers for such a great event and to express my best wishes for the success of this forum. WiMAX is a top state-of-art wireless broadband access technology. Just like Ron, you are very good priest for this industry. He just mentioned that 504 deployments in 145 countries. I just appreciate how you have said that WiMAX enriches the life of the people everywhere by bringing broadband to anyone, anytime, anywhere. Okay, since WiMAX is not a vision guiding future direction, neither is it an immature, vague, next generation technology. On the contrary, WiMAX is prosperous as tall as wrong. Okay, I just mentioned that WiMAX is very successful at the moment. It's already displaying its impressive ability to bring societies even closer and profoundly contribute to the continuing development of ICT. Taiwan can rightfully be proud of its role in the development of global ICT in recent decades. Actually, I just be back from Romania in participating global forum, so I still have jet lag. I hope I can speak the right English or Chinese instead of Romanian languages, okay? And I present the basic statistics and the successful stories of Taiwan broadband industries, especially how we did it with bridging the digital divide in rural Taiwan, and many participants in the global forum are quite impressed by our achievements. Okay, I just mentioned that we are successful in terms of research, innovation, and manufacturing in this area. In the production of value of wireless LAN and the laptops, for example, Taiwan is ranked first in the world. Similarly, the rate of ICT penetration in Taiwan also shows the excellence, such as the penetration of mobile is over 100%. Thus, with regards to the industrial champ of WiMAX, it is not surprisingly, Taiwan also plays a key role in the development of chip components, backbone system, and end-user products. With the WiMAX Forum being held in Taipei, it is not only an opportunity for public and the private sectors and the other experts involved in the industry to communicate. It is also an effective platform for foreign guests to experience the digital variety of Taiwan. In order to serve the citizens with sound wireless access service and to promote intelligent Taiwan, I think many people are quite familiar with iTaiwan project, project. NCC National Communication Commission, as the regulator authority for communications, are working very hard to encourage the development in wireless commercial applications. This all will ensure Taiwan go forward to mobile information society and promote the international competitiveness of Taiwan wireless broadband industries. Based on two fundamental principles. One, encourage innovation and the development of new technology and services. Second, technology neutral development of new technologies and the technology neutral management of scarce resources. NCC has issued 6 licenses, just mentioned. We have issued 6 licenses for WiMAX-based communication service in July 2007. As a result, the industry is expected to have more than 1,000 billion value every year. Meanwhile, the industry will cooperate with international manufacturers and lead the upstream, midstream, and downstream companies in Taiwan to increase the technical skills and enlarge the business scale. Moreover, these companies may even abandon past service models, effectively create new products and services, and enable substantial industrial enhancement. In fact, with the international cooperation and Taiwan's advantages in industrial competitiveness, this has attracted internal and external suppliers, component and equipment companies to research and develop WiMAX techniques and the product further. NCC, our agency, encouraged the introduction of new wireless broadband techniques and services to provide the best developmental environment for industries. Therefore, it adopts a flexible strategic plan for the operation limits and the conditions of the business. Just like Ron mentioned that 6 licenses had issued in 2007. One of the WiMAX companies, Infocom, has begun operations in Penghu this April, Kaohsiung in July. The company will continue to expand operation in other southern counties and the cities. In addition, WiMAX Telecom, Weida Chaoshun Telecom Multimedia, and Far Eastern Telecommunication Corporations are applying to NCC for network system inspections. Meanwhile, Other wireless broadband access companies are actively engaged in network construction. NCC, our agency, will provide active assistance in various operational challenges they will face, such as network interoperability and the roaming negotiation encountered by proprietors in the process of operation. As for the development of WiMAX in Taiwan, the WiMAX equipment industry is steadily developing with the accumulative ICT hardware basis. As for wireless broadband access as the main services, we all know that WiMAX is now in the initial stage. Success very fast around the world. WiMAX services will include mobile internet service, mobile mail, document downloading, VoIP, and the video services such as IPTV and MOD VOD. Since WiMAX takes part in the competition in both telecommunication and the broadcasting markets, it is regarded with opportunities, challenges, and the potential. With two inherent advantages, wireless and the broadband, WiMAX industries may benefit from the telecommunication last mile or WiMAX multimedia access. WiMAX could cooperate with the present market, and whether it could create a win-win depends on the company's innovation. However, the business model has yet to be determined. So probably in this forum, many discussions can raise and can probably initiate, and then probably a successful model can be established here. As the supervisor, National Communication Commission will work diligently to ensure a level playing field for all operators and to protect the rights of consumers. WiMAX brings much promise, but inevitable challenges remain. All of us here share the same responsibilities as pioneers in this area. With your contributions, I believe the promise of the future can be delivered. In that light, the successful development of WiMAX in Taiwan became a benchmark for others around the world. Finally, I wish the success of the conference and the health and the happiness of everyone. I thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson Peng. Now we are going to proceed with a coffee break, and for those who will, please.
On behalf of Global Mobile, I want to take this opportunity to thank NCC and WiMAX Board to successfully support our October 5th Summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, now we are going to proceed with our coffee break, and please come back at 10:30. And for those who will not be with us for the second half of the morning section, please return your badge to the reception desk while we are trying to be earth friendly. And there are food and beverages served on the hall. Please have